This is the hallowed foam roller. Look at it in all of its glory. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this is a foam roller, and that's some coffee. I'm not an Ohio State fan. I just like what's inside it. You might have seen these around the gym. These are amazing, and I'm gonna tell you what they're actually used for and explain how you actually are supposed to use them. Now, the foam roller is an interesting thing because you can do it completely wrong and waste your time, or you can do it right and see amazing benefits. So this is used for lengthening and inhibiting techniques for the muscles. The human body has communication from the brain to the muscles. As a result of that, our muscles contract, we move, we can flex our biceps, we can do a push-up, we can go running. So that's a natural function, that is a good thing. Let's not change anything there. But what you do want to change is when you have imbalances, let's say from sitting down all the time, from hunching over your computer, from just being like, all miserly, what's gonna happen is you have an imbalance. That scale, that lever system around your joints becomes imbalanced. One becomes too tight, one becomes too weak, and you start overusing certain muscles. If you're stocking shelves all the time, if you're bending down, picking things up all the time, if you're driving a car with your right hand all the time, if you're hunched over at a computer or texting all the time, certain things get tight and certain things get weak. I mean, look, if I'm on my phone, there's actually something called text neck that a lot of kids in middle school and high school are suffering from because they're always down, bending, and imbalancing muscles in their neck in the front and the back. So what we're trying to do with this is start the process of repairing that. And let's take it down to the carpet where I can show you a very common area for tightness and explain how you can use this to your advantage properly and start making changes in the positive direction. So the big problem where most people fail with their foam rolling is that they go too fast. So this is what you'll see a lot of people do, especially at gyms. They'll lay back here and they'll do one of these things and they'll roll back and forth really quickly, which is completely incorrect. Anytime a muscle gets a quick push or quick impression, it's gonna spasm and lock up. That's not the purpose of what we're doing here. We're trying to do the opposite. We're trying to unlock, inhibit, shut it down. So for example, if you find something, phone's going nuts, always going nuts for Papa Swolio. When you're rolling, what you're gonna do is, let's use the glutes for example. So instead of going here, like my pants, like that Stars and Stripes action, so instead of going really fast where the muscle's locking up, I'm going to hold in one position, go slowly until I feel that, good posture, back straight, back flat, everything good in alignment. And once I feel that really sensitive area, you're just gonna hold it there. I'm just gonna hold it there. There we go. And then you allow the muscle to relax. And what's happening on a neural level, I'm just gonna lean back so you can see me well. What's happening on a neural level, when you're holding it in position, the brain is sensing that feedback. It's getting that reception from the glutes and from the piriformis and from the musculature in here. It's getting that feedback to the brain. The brain is receiving the feedback and it's saying there's pressure, there's tension, it's growing, this is really uncomfortable. And because you are voluntarily keeping it in that position, the brain, because it has nothing else to do, instead of keeping it tight, it'll send a signal back to those muscles and say, you know what, let's absorb some of this tension and relax and absorb, give it some more slack. So it does that, and as a result, we have what's called inhibition, and that neural inhibition, which shuts down activity to those muscles. So as a result of that, after you're done foam rolling, you have this inhibition in those areas, and then you can stretch them. So when you do this first, what you're doing essentially is you're shutting down communication from the brain to those muscle areas that you're foam rolling. And when done properly, when done with pressure for 30 seconds to a minute and something along those like longer duration times, at longer tension periods, you are going to allow for more effective stretching. So afterwards, you can do your stretching, you can do your warming up, and those muscles that are usually too tight for you that you need to reduce pressure on, reduce tension in, will be ready for that kind of mobility.